Chapter 923, He is so scary. Zhang Yi arrived at the Donghai Region Reception Center and calmly posed as an ordinary guest. He played the part of a relaxed traveler, confident that the East China Sea intelligence would not harm him. After a sumptuous breakfast of freshly caught seafood, he ate with ease, grilling squid and holding lobster without any sign of nervousness. Soon, two top interrogators, Li Hongyu and Chen Liang, entered the room with professional smiles. Li Hongyu greeted him politely, asking, "Captain Chaos, are you satisfied with your meal?" Zhang Yi, with a grin and a mouthful of food, replied casually, "Not bad. The seafood here is fresh, better than in Tianhai City." Chen Liang leaned forward with a diplomatic tone, "We have some information we would like to discuss with you. We hope you will cooperate." But before he could continue, Zhang Yi interrupted calmly, "I know what you want to ask. Since you are after the source of God, I will tell you everything." He took a deep breath and said evenly, "The source of God was found in a place called Fog Valley on Star Island." The interrogators froze. Li Hongyu and Chen Liang exchanged astonished looks. Not a flicker of deceit had crossed Zhang Yi's face as he spoke. They had expected stubborn resistance, but Zhang Yi was answering as if he truly meant it. Through the surveillance screen, Intelligence Minister Liang Ximiao watched them strain. His forehead broke into a cold sweat. "He is the toughest opponent I have ever encountered." Even the micro-expression experts were baffled. One whispered, "His expression was flawless. I saw no sign of lying." A young analyst named Xiao Lu quietly piped up, "Could it be that what he said is true?" Silence fell over the control room as all eyes turned to Xiao Lu. Liang Ximiao shot her a sharp look. "Xiao Lu, now is not the time for jokes," he scolded. "We are facing someone extremely skilled who can fool others." He reminded everyone that extracting the truth about the source of God was an S-level mission of the highest importance. Xiao Lu's face went pale at the reprimand, realizing her slip had been gravely inappropriate. Liang Ximiao refocused the room. He instructed Li Hongyu and Chen Liang to press Zhang Yi again for answers. The two interrogators took a deep breath and started their questioning anew, deploying every tactic they knew, rephrasing questions, using psychological techniques, even subtle threats. All the while, Zhang Yi remained outwardly unflustered. He silently took mental notes of their confusion, knowing his bluff was working perfectly. 1 hour later, the door finally opened. Li Hongyu and Chen Liang stepped out looking pale and exhausted. Chen Liang sank to the ground. "Every interrogation technique I have learned is useless against him," he groaned. Li Hongyu slumped against the wall, eyes tired. "He answered every question perfectly, without any flaw," she said quietly. Liang Ximiao massaged his temples behind the glass. "He anticipated everything we did," Chen Liang admitted with resignation. Li Hongyu shook her head. "For a man like that, maybe we should have handled this differently," she murmured. Back in his room, Zhang Yi leaned back in his chair with a flicker of triumph in his eyes. He had successfully fooled Donghai intelligence by telling them exactly what they wanted to hear. Inside, he allowed himself a small smile. The countless questions they asked only confirmed his false story. The first confrontation with Donghai's operatives ended with Zhang Yi still free of any consequences, and the East China Sea interrogators left baffled and defeated. Zhang Yi silently resolved that he had bought time, and he would repay this humiliation many times over when the opportunity arose. Chapter 924, Truth Serum. Zhang Yi's calm confession had stunned the Donghai intelligence community. The officers could hardly believe such an honest answer from the infamous Jiangnan captain. They immediately convened an emergency meeting. In the command hall, Li Guangxiao sat with Chief of Staff Chu Liangshao, Minister Liang Ximiao, and Operations Minister Li Tianyang. The news was grim. Jiangnan's commander, Zhu Zhang, was demanding the immediate return of Team Rose and Zhang Yi. Li Guangxiao addressed the officers firmly. "We are allies with the Jiangnan region, but we must also get the truth about the source of God," he said. "Xu Zhang has asked for our people back. We cannot break relations with Jiangnan, but we must not let this opportunity slip away." Liang Ximiao added quietly, "Chaos already told us it is on Star Island, but we have no way to confirm if he was lying." Li Guangxiao tapped the table thoughtfully. "If the source of God is really on Star Island, we can't reach it now because of the Colombian naval blockade. This is very difficult. We have 3 days to verify the location. If we find nothing, we may have to send them back. Other districts are watching. We can't afford a diplomatic failure." Chu Liangshao nodded in agreement. "Be careful not to strain our alliance with Jiangnan. At the same time, we must uncover the truth somehow. Liang Ximiao sighed. We cannot use torture on our allies. We need another way to make Zhang Yi tell the truth. Just then, Zhu Liangshao said with a small smile, I might have a way. Come with me. Moments later, while Liang Ximiao looked on anxiously, Operations Minister Li Tianyang strode in with several soldiers and a glass of water. It was the third day of Zhang Yi's captivity. By now he was restless from days of routine questions and isolation. When the door burst open, he became alert. Li Tianyang advanced with a confident grin and placed the glass of water in front of Zhang Yi without a word. Zhang Yi frowned suspiciously. He could smell a chemical odor. What is this? He demanded. Poison? Li Tianyang chuckled and leaned in close. Poison you? No. If you died, you'd be useless to us. This water has no toxin. He tapped the glass and said in a low voice, it has one purpose, to make you tell the truth. We know you've been holding back. Drink it and answer my questions honestly. If you refuse, I will have to use methods you absolutely will not like. Cornered, Zhang Yi studied the glass warily. He realized Li Tianyang was referring to a powerful truth serum. He set down his book, took a steady breath, and slowly lifted the glass to his lips. Li Tianyang's lips curved into a smug smile. That's right, drink it. Zhang Yi drank the water at a measured pace while Li Tianyang watched. Within moments, Zhang Yi's eyelids began to droop and his body felt heavy. He blinked slowly, struggling to stay conscious as the drug took effect. Li Tianyang bent over him. Good, he said quietly. Now answer me, where is the source of God hidden? Zhang Yi fought to keep focus. The truth serum was pulling at his mind, and pain flickered across his face as he resisted. Finally, his voice came out slurred. It's somewhere between Marley and Star Island, he managed. Li Tianyang's eyes gleamed. So it is in the sea between Marley and Star Island, he pressed. Zhang Yi, battling the drug's influence, could only mumble, yes, in the sea. Li Tianyang's face twisted with contempt. Then why did you tell us Fog Valley? He demanded. Zhang Yi's expression contorted in pain as he forced out the lie. Fog Valley is very dangerous. I just wanted to delay you. Li Tianyang nodded curtly, satisfied he had what he needed. He left the room with a grim smile, leaving Zhang Yi alone on the sofa. Zhang Yi slumped back, utterly exhausted. Inside, he was furious at having been tricked, but outwardly he gave a tired nod. He had managed to get a lie past them, but at least they now believed his story. The East China Sea leaders thought the source of God was in the ocean near Tsingtao. As the door closed, Zhang Yi felt a surge of satisfaction. He had turned their interrogation to his advantage. Still, he bowed silently. He would repay this indignity many times over when the chance came. Chapter 925, Communication Gain Between Regions. Li Tianyang hurried back to the command center to report, feeling triumphant. He told Li Guangxiao excitedly, I used the simplest method, a truth serum, and he told me everything. Liang Ximiao's face turned grim. Li Tianyang, are you crazy? He hissed. That was Captain Chaos of Jiangnan's investigation team. Do you realize what this means? He continued, he has core knowledge of our allies' secrets. Giving him truth serum is like snooping on Jiangnan's darkest intel. Li Tianyang waved off the concern. Don't worry. We have the strength now, and Jiangnan needs our support. Even if they object, they can't claim the source of God alone if we hold the information. Zhu Liangshao stepped forward calmly. Even if we do nothing, do you really believe Jiangnan could reach the source of God by themselves? He asked Li Tianyang. Liang Ximiao was left speechless, realizing Chu had a point. Moments later, a breathless investigator rushed in with new news. Sir, we have confirmed that among the survivors with Chaos, one named Li Zongyu was the discoverer of the source of God, he reported. And the location he gave is exactly the same as the one Captain Chaos provided. Liang Ximiao frowned, then relaxed slightly. So Chaos's deception was well prepared. He planned this bluff in advance, he said. At least it means the information is consistent. Send this report to the commander. Li Guangxiao received multiple intelligence updates, including 2 confirming Tsingtao as the location. He leaned back and addressed his officers. All evidence now points to the sea between Tsingtao and Marley. We should assume our prisoner was telling the truth. He frowned deeply. This is troubling. Marley is very close to Colombia now, and Tsingtao is a tiny nation with few people. Even if the source of God is there, bypassing the Colombian Navy to get to that sea area will be extremely difficult. Li Tianyang volunteered a solution. We could send an elite force by nuclear submarine to that region to investigate. The source of God must have an obvious signature, since it was discovered by a normal person. Chu Liangshao warned against haste. If we move forces, our intentions might be exposed. We have to be extremely careful. Also, if the rest of the world learns we're heading toward Tsingtao, we could face not just Colombia's navy but possibly a coalition of enemies forming a blockade. He continued, we also know that the Jiangnan region has learned of the source of God. We would have the initiative, but we shouldn't act selfishly. If we keep everything to ourselves and ignore Jiangnan's interests, our alliance could suffer. Li Tianyang sneered at Chu's caution. Why should we worry about our allies? Even brothers have to settle accounts clearly. Even in a family, there is hierarchy, he snapped, bristling with confidence. Liang Ximiao exhaled. The confirmation from Li Zhongyu meant Zhang Yi's story might be true. He informed Li Guangxiao, our sources confirm Li Zhongyu discovered the source of God, and he gave the same location as Zhang Yi. Li Guangxiao's eyes narrowed with concern at the consistency of these reports. Chu Liangxiao looked up. So Chaos's deception was well placed. That's good, at least our information matches, he said. Li Guangxiao studied the data. We must assume our prisoner told the truth about the location, he summarized. Li Tianyang immediately responded, then we should strike with our best soldiers. Seize the source before anyone else has a chance. But Chu Liangxiao cautioned him sternly, if we send forces, we must be extremely careful. The moment our forces are spotted, multiple enemies could converge. We can't act recklessly. A tense silence fell as they weighed the risks. Finally, Li Tianyang broke in, fine, we will proceed carefully. And if the Jiangnan district insists on being involved, they will have to accept whatever terms we set afterward. Liang Ximiao added quietly, we don't have to attack them, but we shouldn't appear weak either. Li Tianyang sneered, waving off any doubt. Don't worry. When the time comes, Jiangnan will have no choice but to go along with us. For now, both sides stood firm in their positions, setting the stage for a delicate game between the East China Sea and Jiangnan. Chapter 926, Four Spirits. Li Guangxiao cut off the heated debate. Enough, he said. 3 days from now, return Team Rose and Captain Chaos to the Jiangnan region. Escort them as if it's for their own safety. He framed it as a precautionary measure. He gave final instructions, at the same time, send a submarine to search the waters between Marley and Tsingtao for the source of God. Under no circumstances send Xuanwu on this mission, we need to keep that power in reserve. Li Tianyang and Chu Liangxiao accepted the orders and left immediately to carry out the plans. 3 days passed in a flash. Finally, Zhang Yi woke up from the effects of the drugs. He was furious. He jumped up, pounding the sofa with his fist and shouting for Li Guangxiao, how dare you torture me like that? This is absolutely shameless. Is this how a district should treat its allies? He roared. The guards walked by without listening. The intelligence officers exchanged embarrassed glances. Normally someone who tortured a soldier like that would be court-martialed, but these were desperate times and rules had been bent. Zhang Yi spent the next few days in a brooding silence. No one questioned him further, they simply provided food, clothing, and materials for him. He was left alone to stew in his rage and plan quietly. On the appointed day, Chief of Staff Chu Liangxiao arrived at Zhang Yi's room and opened the door. Captain Chaos, have you been resting well? Chu asked with a friendly smile. Zhang Yi glared silently and said nothing. Chu continued cheerily, we're here to take you back. Please get ready, our special train will depart soon. Zhang Yi rose and followed him wordlessly. At the station, Ling Hufeishue and the other members of Team Rose were waiting. The East China Sea had arranged luxury carriages for the captives. Zhang Yi and Ling Hufeishue exchanged cold, silent looks as they boarded separate cars. Chu Liangxiao counted the men and then instructed the escorts, the mission is in your hands. Make sure our honored guests arrive safely in Blizzard City. An escort captain saluted. We will ensure their safe arrival, Chief of Staff. You have our word. As Chu stepped back onto the platform, 3 new figures approached Zhang Yi's carriage. Zhang Yi's instincts immediately recognized them as powerful masters. Inside the car, he looked up to see two men and one woman entering. One man was tall with long black hair and a rugged face, another was bald with a pale complexion, and the woman had reddish-brown hair and a confident air. Zhang Yi realized they were all captain-level Inhumans. He guessed they must be among the famed Four Spirit Commanders. One of the men, the long-haired one, shook his head at Zhang Yi's questioning gaze. No, in the East China Sea region we have no investigation team leader, he said with a grin. I am Qinglong, and these are Baihu and Zhu Ke. Zhang Yi's eyes widened. Qinglong, Azure Dragon, Baihu, White Tiger, and Zhu Ke, Vermilion Bird, all three were members of the legendary Four Spirit Fleet, second only to Xuanwu, Black Tortoise, himself. He couldn't help but laugh softly. The East China Sea region is really cautious, he remarked. They actually have 3 members of the Four Spirit Fleet escorting us back. Ha! Qinglong smiled. Zhu Ke spoke up, not at all. We weren't originally assigned to this mission, we were simply very curious about you, Captain Chaos. We wanted to meet you personally. Baihu produced a bottle of fine liquor and a glass, pouring Zhang Yi a drink. The title strongest person in Jiangnan district makes people curious, Baihu said warmly. We've been eager to know more about you in the Jiangnan region, Qinglong added, joining the toast. Zhang Yi accepted the glass and took a sip of the wine. Surrounded by these 3 top masters, he finally relaxed a little. As the train rolled on through the night, the 4 of them began to chat openly. They compared stories from the end times and shared their perspectives on battles and politics. They even joked about his reputation. One told how even Chen Xiaoxiao, the feared tyrant of Blizzard City, had once bowed from a distance upon seeing Captain Chaos. Too awed to come closer to, Zhang Yi found himself smiling genuinely. Despite the tension between their districts, these 4 spirits treated him with respect and even camaraderie. By the time the train arrived in Blizzard City, Zhang Yi felt a cautious optimism. He trusted that Zhu Zhang and the Jiangnan leadership would handle the source matter wisely. For now, he was among friends who truly cared, and he allowed himself to relax as he was driven home at last.